Hello everyone and welcome back to another exciting edition of Nevada Preps Preview, a weekly high school sports show where we break down all the top football matchups in Southern Nevada. I'm Ben Goetz, joined by my good colleague and better friend, Justin Emerson.
Aw.
I know. After what turned out to be a pretty compact Week 3 schedule. Weather caused most of the games in the Valley to get canceled on Friday, and I personally waited out about a 2-hour weather delay to see Chaparral win at El Dorado. But things are looking a little better in Week 4, Justin, as we get close to the end of league play.
Dude, you were a champ hanging out there. That was a long delay.
I like to think so.
I mean, it is always a bummer when games get canceled, but I was in the office tweeting out the postponements and, keeping the good folks updated. And as a result, I started trending. So I guess what I'm trying to say is it wasn't all bad. At J15 Emerson.
Hashtag NVPrepsFB. Well, there's some pretty good games on the slate this week, so let's hope they get played. The first matchup we're going to talk about is a Northwest League showdown between Faith Lutheran and Arbor, one I was really looking forward to before the season. But right now, the Crusaders are 0-2, and the Aggies have dominated so far this year. What can Faith Lutheran do to give itself a chance, Justin?
I think this one could come down to clock management. The Crusaders are one of the few teams in the area that I believe can beat Arborview, but they will have to make sure that they don't give Arborview long, extended drives that have become the Aggies' signature. Arborview has the ability to wear down defenses, so it'll be up to not only the Faith defense to not allow those, but also up to the Faith offense to make sure that they're on the field long enough that the defense can recuperate and catch their breath and prepare for another double-wing offensive drive.
Well, next up is what should be an interesting matchup between Basic and Canyon Springs. The Pioneers won 33-30 in overtime last year on their home field, and so now this is setting up to be a nice little revenge game. Basic now gets Canyon Springs at home, and Justin, are they going to flip the tables on Canyon?
This one I think could be a really good game. Canyon came back from a 23-7 deficit last year, and this is really one I've been looking forward to all year long. Canyon has lost twice this year, but they were both to good California teams, so we don't really have a gauge of how good the Pioneers are on a Nevada level.
Well, now I'm excited to talk about the game I'll be covering this week. Foothill and Chaparral. The Cowboys waited the rain and lightning out to win their annual cleat game on Friday, but the step up in competition should be steep this week as they take on a Falcons squad that started out 2-0.
Ben, did you know that there are just 3 teams in Southern Nevada that have a 3-0 record? Cowboys are one of them.
I do now.
And they have not faced a team like the Falcons, though. Foothill shut out Centennial in Week 1, then edged out a good Palo Verde team by just a point in Week 2. No one player has kind of stepped forward as the main yardage threat for the Falcons, but Isaac Olivia has scored 4 touchdowns, which is, not too bad for a team that has 6 total touchdowns in his first 2 games.
Well, not bad at all. Well, now we've got a Saturday game to talk about, thanks to our lovely weather issues from last week.
It happens.
Lightning forced Legacy to move its game to Monday, which means its upcoming date with Liberty got moved back a day per NIAA rules. This would obviously be a difficult matchup for the Longhorns, even with a full week to prepare, Justin. But there's just some belief in this Legacy squad, isn't there?
I was out at that Legacy Palo Verde game last Monday, and Legacy coach John Isola has the Longhorn squad believing it can beat the Big Bad Patriots. And I do believe that Legacy matches up well with Liberty, better than maybe anyone this side of Bishop Gorman. The Longhorns have a lethal running attack that can control the clock, and they have some of the best skill players in the region. But I'm not so sure that they'll be able to match up with Liberty's size in the trenches. If they're going to win, it's going to be important for the Longhorns to not only put pressure on Liberty quarterback Kenyon Oblad, but make sure that their own quarterback, Roberto Valenzuela, has enough time to spread the field out with the passing game to open up the running attack.
Should be interesting to see that one play out. That one's at Saturday at 7 p.m. Well, last week we talked about a Bishop Gorman loss. This week, it's a Bishop Gorman losing streak. The Gales lost to Miami Central on their home field. And injury was added to insult because quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson injured some part of his upper body in the loss. So it'll be interesting to see as now the Gales take on a number 6 LaSalle team at home with a quarterback that might be less than 100%, Justin.
Gorman coach Kenny Sanchez said that Thompson-Robinson is fine and won't miss any time. And if that's not the case, the Gales are going to have a tough time against one of the nation's top teams. Look, like we said last week, a powerhouse team like Gorman isn't just made up of one player, and this will kind of be a crossroads of sort for a team that's 1-2 for the first time since 2006 and will almost certainly slip out of the top 25 with a loss. And that's the last thing the Gales want.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, however this shakes out, this is certainly the most interesting non-league season that Gorman has had in a long time.
Very true.
Yeah, well, weather permitting, this should be a solid slate of games. Make sure to check back to NevadaPreps.com on Friday night for our high school sports scores, recaps, and videos, and make sure to join us live in the studio on Facebook as we break down all the action.
And as long as it doesn't rain, we will have that Facebook Live. It had to get canceled last week.
Unfortunately, I was ready to go, but just a little bit too late. For Nevada Preps, he's Justin Emerson, I'm Ben Goetz, and we'll see you Friday night.